Yo, what is up guys, and welcome to InfernoKun back to my favorite part of the day, which is the teaser breakdown for the new teaser, the Comic-Con teaser that Telltale dropped today. There are a bunch of stuff in this teaser because of course it shows more story elements and more of the characters and not just Clementine and AJ. Hey, it is a full story teaser, so pretty much a lot to talk about here. So let's go ahead and get into breaking down this teaser. The way it's going to happen is that I'm going to play bits of it, stop, and then talk about it some more. So let's go ahead and go.
I mean, we haven't seen anything like you in ever. Kids are safe here. We make sure of it.
Okay, so we start off with, of course, Clementine, bandage. Of course, she has a bloody bandage on her head. What happened to her? I'm wondering, they didn't show this before, but this is brand new. She has a head injury. Okay, so this could have happened before, you know, probably at the whole train station. We'll get to that in a little bit, but for the most part, man, she isn't looking too good. No hat on, blood bandage on the side of her head. Definitely not looking too good as of right now, but you can see her kind of just staring, you know, now entering this boarding school place, looking all over, looking very nice once again. Okay, I say this a lot, but the game looks gorgeous. Aside from that, we do hear Marlon talking over, you know, the game here, saying that, you know, he hasn't seen anybody like Clementine in forever, meaning that, you know, Clementine, of course, being an older teen who can take care of herself, and, you know, that's pretty much what I think about that. So there aren't really many strong-willed kids, I guess, from what Marlon is saying, that, you know, Clementine being strong and willing to take care of herself, things like that. So we're more on the side of people who are young and aren't as hardened as Clementine is, judging by what Marlon is saying. He also says that kids are safe here. I make sure of it. Of course, he is the leader of this boarding school, and taking care of these kids is his responsibility. He has to take care of them because pretty much they can't take care of themselves because, you know, them being, you know, not prepared or not really too well versed about, you know, the walkers and everything else. So that's pretty much that at this point here. You can see Clementine and of course Marlon walking. You do see another kid here carrying some wood or something, showing that there are other kids here who are pretty much under Marlon as well. So definitely a community of kids, which is great to see more background characters. Always great to see that.
I've always taken care of myself.
Now here we have Clementine basically saying that she takes care of herself, and then jumping between this scene showing the characters that are pretty much walking down this trail with, of course, Rose, or Rosie the dog. We have Marlon, Clementine herself, Lewis, and then this person who we don't know yet at the moment, and someone else to the left of Marlon as well. So pretty much that is our group. Of course, we are missing 10 and pretty much Violet, but you know, we do have more scenes with them, of course, afterwards. Moving on, we do see more scenes of her just taking care of herself, her pulling out a knife in the place where we see later on, we see kind of these little things tied into the tree and things like that. And also we have Clementine pulling out a bow and arrow, showing that she can actually handle herself as well. Pretty awesome, man. It gives me a whole Ellie vibe from The Last of Us, so that's definitely really cool. Hopefully the gameplay with the bow and arrow is pretty awesome. I'm a huge fan of bow and arrows. I love them. They're pretty great. Anyways, let's continue.
Can we stay here? It's hard to trust people sometimes. Places change, so do people.
Okay, so of course AJ, he wants to stay with the boarding school people because they seem very nice. And of course Clementine, being Clementine, she doesn't really trust everybody she runs into. She of course says that it's hard to trust people sometimes, and that places change and people do as well. For the boarding school, that could be a little bit of foreshadowing that the boarding school could actually change and that the people there could actually change. And if you go ahead and see how they placed it in the little teaser here, it kind of just, you know, fades between Lewis here and of course Violet as well. We can see both of them looking pretty awesome in engine. Of course we have Lewis over here smiling, and then we have Violet kind of just, you know, having the whole meh face, but then she kind of cracks a little bit of a smile, a little bit, you can kind of see it. But anyways, the last one we get is pretty much 10 looking at this grave of people. Here we have, of course, one that says Minerva, and I can't entirely see the other one, so I'm gonna go ahead and brighten up real quick, and that says Sophia. So we have Minerva and Sophia. Those both sounds like girl names that could have possibly been his two big sisters. I don't know, his mom and his sister. It could have been. There's not entirely sure who they are at the very point in time, but they are of some significance to 10 over here. Not sure what happened to them. Maybe they were with him when the apocalypse started, and of course, down the line, they end up dying at the boarding school at some point, and they have their graves there. Or maybe they actually never died there, and he wanted to go ahead and make a grave for them just to commemorate them at the boarding school, That's what I think about that scene. So definitely somebody of importance to 10. What Clem said about, the places changing and people changing. So could Lewis, Violet, and 10 all change throughout the course of this? Could there be something about the boarding school that makes it, not able to be trusted? We shall see about that. But let's go ahead and continue.
Clem, you're in danger. You and AJ both.
Now here we are to the very creepy part where we hear pretty much someone saying, Clem, you're in danger, you and AJ both. That could have been a message that, he has to warn Clementine that, her and AJ are both in danger at this boarding school. So let's go ahead and flip through what was going on throughout this whole scene about the warning between, that person warning them. First, we have Clementine pretty much in this little, in the boarding school, with a candle, very, creepy and ominous looking. Then we have over here AJ sitting alone, nothing about that. Clementine with a flashlight, and here we got a pretty cool scene that I really do like, where we have Clementine hiding from this group of walkers with AJ and Violet. Man, I'm starting to like Violet a lot. She's definitely looking like she's going to be a cool character, and I hope that she is. Here's a very interesting one. We have basically together Clem, Violet, and AJ taking some supplies, whether it be stealing them from a person maybe, or just finding some supplies in an empty house or something and getting away at that point. So it's pretty much good to assume that we will actually spend some time around Violet, quite a lot in the episode at least. But moving on to what happens next is pretty much Clementine in an open field, or forest where we have these little ball thingies hanging up in the sky, whether it be just rocks or whatever these are. They're hanging in trees by the ropes. We have walkers there as well. Just a bunch of ropes everywhere, just things tied around the trees. Very weird looking, not sure what they're used for, but it's very interesting to see, and I'm wondering what's going to be the purpose for this. Moving on, we have more of Clementine, Lewis, and some background characters. We have some kids here. Some more kids. So that's definitely cool to see background characters. Definitely adds to the realistic vibe of this game, and it's definitely really cool. Now, moving on to the most important part, okay? The kind of last part we have of this guy smoking. He looks like Walter, okay? But that's not Walter, okay? It's not Walter at all. He's dead. But, for the most part, I've been looking at some theories, okay? In Discord and in the comments, everywhere, man. People are actually theorizing that this could actually be Nate from the 400 Days Russell story. Definitely, they look similar. They look a bit similar, okay? That's definitely true. And Telltale, if that is true, I would applaud you. That'd be great. Him being the antagonist, the enemy of the final season, would be a great thing to go ahead and include into this season. Hell, even bring back the rest of those characters. Vince, Russell, Shell, all of them. That would be downright incredible if this is actually Nate, okay? I hope it is. It definitely could be. But, I'm really crossing my fingers that this is Nate and that he is the enemy, the antagonist of the final season, that he is actually going to be as great as Carver is. For the most part, this could be great. So let's go ahead and move on to the little screenshot we have. Just more of a HD picture of the group here. We have another one of Clementine and AJ with Violet out of the picture as of right now, and then we have another one of Clementine with her hat on at the whole train station there. So the train station could actually be a pretty big place. We'll see about that. So that's pretty much it for my teaser breakdown, breaking down each point of this very, very small teaser and somehow making the video above 10 minutes. I'm not sure how I do it, but hey. So if you guys have any theories, comment them down below. I want to see them and I want to discuss them with you guys as well. You guys have some awesome theories that I love to see in the comments, and that's pretty much that as of right now. Awesome teaser. Can't wait for the gameplay tomorrow at IGN at 4:20 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Can't wait for that. It's gonna be pretty awesome seeing that as well. And then the release coming out on August the 14th. It's almost here. We're almost there, my guys. We're almost there. Anyways, thank you guys so much for supporting me as a person, and if you guys haven't, go ahead and leave me a thumbs up on this video. Go ahead and subscribe for more Walking Dead content on the channel. I'm InfernoKun, and I'll catch you guys next time on The Walking Dead.
It's hard to trust people sometimes. Places change, so do people.
Clem, you're in danger. You and AJ both.